This week's Parsha is Parshas Shoftim. In Parshas Shoftim, we have the laws of the conspiring witnesses. The case goes like this. If two witnesses come into court and they testify that Reuven killed Shimon, let's say, on Monday night at 8 p.m., the witnesses are checked out and they seem reliable according to the judges, and they decide that they're going to proceed with the death penalty and for Reuven for killing Shimon. Before they have a chance to carry out the death penalty, two other witnesses come into Bezdin, into the court, and they testify that on Monday night at 8 p.m., the first set of witnesses was with them at the bar in a totally different part of town. The first witnesses testify that, let's say, they were uptown Savannah when they saw that Reuven killed Shimon on the corner of Durrett and Stevenson. And the second set of witnesses said that can't be because they were with us in the Hyatt down by the water at the same time. The halacha is that the second set of witnesses is believed, and the first set of witnesses is proven that they have testified falsely. They have conspired to give Reuven the death penalty. That's the law. Now, the punishment of those false witnesses is that whatever they thought to do to Reuven, they themselves will receive as the punishment. Basically, whatever they thought to do to the person who was under judgment, they will receive themselves. So in this case, since they testified that Reuven killed Shimon, and as a result, Reuven would have gotten the death penalty if not for the second set of witnesses, they themselves, the first set of witnesses, will get the death penalty. Interestingly, the halacha is, as is extrapolated from the verse, is that if, let's say, the first set of witnesses testifies, passes the judgments, the judges approve of the testimony, and they carry out the death penalty on Reuven, in that case, the halacha is that they do not receive the reciprocal punishment of death. Only when they conspire to give the death penalty to Reuven do they themselves receive the death penalty. But if Reuven actually gets the death penalty, the halacha is that they do not receive the death penalty. In fact, they walk out of court with no punishment whatsoever. Now, that's extremely interesting because if you were to ask me, if someone told me that the law is that conspiring witnesses who have not managed to carry out the punishment that they sought to carry out on the person who they were testifying on receive the penalty that they conspired to give to the Baldin, to the person who was in judgment, then for sure, in a case where they actually managed to carry it out. So what's the difference? Why only when they conspire and don't actually succeed in their conspiracy do they receive more of a punishment than when they do actually succeed in the conspiracy and mete out a punishment to someone who's undeserving? Rav Hirsch, in his commentary on Chumash, says that the explanation is like this. He gives the following introduction. We view the court system, our judicial system, the Jewish judicial system, as a means of punishing in certain cases. We believe that God is the ultimate judge, and God himself will punish those who are deserving. But Hashem has reserved a certain percentage of judgment to mankind. And that's where we carry out our justice. Otherwise, justice, the ultimate judge, will take care of it. So, in our case, when we have the conspiring witnesses, if the conspiring witnesses did not carry out, if their conspiracy did not succeed and they did not carry out, let's say in our case, the death penalty on Reuven, then it's within the judge's hands to take care to mete out the punishment for the lying witnesses, and they carry out the death penalty on them. But if they succeed in their conspiracy, giving the death penalty to Reuven, then that is already beyond the purview of the mankind's judicial system, and now it's within the purview of God. Why is that the case? Why is it that once the punishment was actually carried out, then it's in God's court? It's his game now. It's no longer the mankind's job to take care of the punishment. The reason why is a little bit deeper, but we'll try to understand it. But the idea is that once something undeserving, at least according to the eyes of our courts, was carried out, that means that it was meant to be, meaning Hashem carried out that punishment. Let me explain. Reuven, who the witnesses say killed Shimon, did not kill Shimon, because the second witnesses disproved the first set of witnesses' testimony. But even so, Reuven was killed by the court. He received the death penalty, which means that God intervened and Hashem decided that Reuven, even though he did not kill Shimon, or for whatever reason deserved the death penalty. Now, once Hashem decides to intervene and give the death penalty where in the eyes of the court is undeserving, then obviously this is providence intervening. Once divine providence intervenes, then the court removes their hands from it. It's no longer within their purview. Now it's within Hashem's purview. When things are happening, or according to the eyes of the justices, or according to the halacha, it's not what should have happened, but it was still meant to be, then it means Hashem is intervening. Once Hashem intervenes, even the reciprocal punishment is also the responsibility of Hashem. Hashem will take care of it, and that's why even if the witnesses carry out, if their conspiracy succeeds and Reuven receives a death penalty, then the judicial system will no longer carry out the punishment. Just to end off with one small thing, I just want to point out something interesting about this also is that the second set of witnesses is believed over the first set of witnesses. Because if you think about it, the first set of witnesses, and when they are testifying that they saw Reuven kill Shimon at the corner of Stevenson and Duren, they're also saying that they were there. But at the same time, the second set of witnesses, when they say that you were with us downtown by the Hyatt, and you couldn't have been by Duren and Stevenson, they're actually contradicting the same testimony. They're having a contradiction of where the first set of witnesses were. So why do we believe the second set of witnesses over the first set of witnesses? And I thought you want to think about that on Shabbos and get back to me about any answers you may have. Have a good Shabbos.